Do you like food? I love food, but I want my food to be healthy. Have you ever thought about growing a garden? I have. My family and I, we started our own garden, an organic garden. And the vegetables just seem tastier and we really enjoy our garden. I may not grow the biggest or the best vegetables, but I know that they are healthy and nutritious for my family. My children seem to enjoy their vegetables more now than they ever have before, and they always have liked their vegetables. My children and I made our garden together as a family, as a unit. We did it, and it was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. We grow our vegetables without any chemicals or pesticides, and that's what organic gardening is. The important factors for us having our garden are the health and monetary benefits, along with the availability. Being fresh and delicious is just side benefits. Whether we eat them right there then as we're picking them, we jar them, can them, dehydrate them, or freeze them, we have vegetables all year round. They're available. Fresh vegetables, however, are not always available in the store, and sometimes I end up buying processed food. And I admit that sometimes it's easier, not cheaper. And however, I do have my concern is the continual use of foreign products that are put into the processed food. They're making people sick. And the development of new allergies is just growing in epidemic proportions. My own children, sister, and I, we all have to be very careful of the ingredients that are in the store-bought foods. Gluten, soy, lecithin, dairy, ginger, canola, garlic, cinnamon. They're common products. They're common ingredients in so many things. But reactions, allergies, aren't always just stuffy noses and rashes. They can be really severe. People who are allergic to peanuts, they have to have EpiPens. They have to go to the hospital right away. And I know that reading all the ingredients does take a while, makes it longer when you're doing your grocery shopping, but it's worth it. It's important. Whether we do it for our own health concerns and issues or just to know. That's what we need to do. We need to know what's in our food. What are we putting into our bodies? My sister, she's just found out that she's allergic to gluten. Well, she has celiac disease, and it's due to gluten. Gluten is in products, and it comes from overproduced soil. The soil loses its nutrients and its vitamins, which makes the food that's growing not have the nutrients and the vitamins, which makes the consumer who's eating it not have the nutrients and the vitamins, which lowers your immune system, which is celiac disease, and it makes you sicker and sicker and affects other organs and causes different effects throughout your body, and you just get sicker and sicker. And gluten also causes you to gain weight. I myself just learned that I have a new allergy, found out this summer. It was very scary. I'm allergic to niacin. I tried a product that I had had before, but it was a new flavor. It was supposed to be stronger, so I tried it. It affected me with under 2 minutes. Luckily for me, it wasn't life-threatening as like people with peanuts allergies. But I did have to go to the hospital in an ambulance and have an IV. It was embarrassing. It was scary. It was scary for my boss. It was scary for me. And the people who were the public that was at my job. My family. It was very scary. And now I know. And I always read the ingredients for the kids. This was something that I didn't do for myself. It's something we all need to do. Find out what we're putting in our bodies. What's in our foods. We like knowing what's in our foods, and knowing that it's safe and that it's healthy, and that's why we have our garden. The chemicals that are based in fertilizers and other amendments like pesticides leave a poisonous effect all around the environment. It's not just the preservatives and additives that are put in processed food. It's also what's in the ground, what farmers, commercial farmers, are putting on to kill the bugs. Like steroids, trying to make the products grow and kill bugs too. There's all kinds of different things, and we need to know what it is. It's not just the food that we eat. As much as my family and I have worked to keep the groundhogs and the skunks and the squirrels and the chipmunks and the rabbits and the deer out of the garden, that doesn't mean we want to poison them. I don't want to hurt my environment. I don't want to hurt the animals. I want to keep my family healthy. I want to give them healthy choices. And I want to keep my environment, my home, safe. I want to keep it healthy. Having our garden is more than just being healthy, though. It's also cost effective. The price of fresh produce in the grocery store is rising. Fresh produce is actually not as fresh as we think it is, as we believe it is. My former supervisor at the local co-op used to be a produce manager in a major grocery chain. He has told me that the produce is actually weeks and sometimes months old. If you think about it, it comes from the farmer, goes to the shipper, it's being delivered in transport, which then goes to a central warehouse, and then it is sorted and sold to major corporations and major grocery stores and transported again to the stores. And sometimes it comes from not just the next town over, the next state, how about the next country? Not everybody, all countries, have such strict health codes that America does. And few of us know where our vegetables are coming from, where they came to get to the supermarket. How were they grown? Are they safe to eat? All the episodes that we've had in the last decade, outbreaks, salmonella, where are these foods coming from? How much pesticides and herbicides were the vegetables exposed to? On a global scale, all the living organisms are negatively affected by these applications. For this, emphasis on growing organic vegetables should be given, should be taught to the little kids to start with. Growing organically is more of an expensive choice, I know, but it's worth it. The increasing cost of fuel is increasing the cost of vegetables due to the higher shipping and the farming costs. We're importing vegetables and fruit, and this raises the chances that our food will be tainted by natural or man-made contaminants. Like I said, not everybody has the highest health codes that we do, but ours should get higher. When we buy organic products in the market, can we say that they're really organically made, grown? Organic food products are in an ever-increasing demand, however, which is good. And I know from having 5 hungry boys how very demanding it is to stay within the budget, stay within my budget, and keeping my pantry stocked. Knowing that my boys have healthy munchies like carrots and celery and scallions and tomatoes, however that we have done them, whether we've dried them, frozen them, or they're in the fridge in the crisper, it helps. It helps know that I'm making a difference for them, and they're making a difference for the people that they're sharing that information with. It helps my budget, and it keeps my boys satisfied. The boys have actually gone down to the garden and snatched a couple snacks or two. They've even taught some of the neighbors, taken them down with them, whether it's on the way to school or when they're outside playing. Now I have to know, is it the rascally rabbits or is it the rascally kids that's eating my veggies? But Maintaining and feeding my garden can be very inexpensive, which is another big plus for having an organic garden. It's having a compost pile of my own. And the compost, it consists of kitchen scraps and food waste and garden surplus, like the stems that you're not using, eggshells, cardboard. Well, it's not a food, but our food comes in it. And we do want recycled paper. Why not recycle it in the soil? Plus, it helps when you're replanting, keep the weeds from growing in between. There are many different ingredients in compost that will supply and replenish all the important nutrients that your soil needs for healthy crop growth. And it also increases the insect pest resistance, which is great. It's why we don't want to use chemicals. It's why we're doing organic. So now we have compost, and that's an organic way of having a pest repellent. Isn't that great? And a weed repellent too. My boys like to help do with this. They like to help with the compost. Ripping up the cardboard and crushing the eggshells and knowing their homework with their whatever mark it is the teacher gave them is getting all mushy. Most kids their age like to hunt for the creepy crawlies, the night crawlers, for fishing purposes. Mine, they like to do it for the compost. They like to do it for the garden. They like to watch the worms dig their way through the compost pile, which is great because it aerates the soil, it helps the garden grow, and it helps keep the odors down from the compost. Starting our organic garden has been a really great experience. And whether you start your own as a box garden in your yard or a box garden on your windowsill, it's growing your own vegetables in a way that's safe for you and your family and the environment. It's a great way for you to save money, keep your pantry stocked. It's a great activity project, whether it's for your family or your community. It's both educational, economically, and nutritiously. And I have to say that we've really enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the clod fights, the jarring and the canning, which can be a lot of work, the experimental cooking of new recipes, and finding willing guinea pigs. The older boys say that their favorite activity has been making tomato jam. The younger boys say that their favorite moments were the clod fights. And thinking back, I think I agree with them. Whether you do this inside or outside, it's going to save you money. It's going to help you keep healthy. It's going to give you readable food for you and your family. And it's going to give you the chance to take back control over what you're putting into your body and what's in your food. And you're going to have fun doing it. I hope that you do this, that you've learned something, and you enjoy it. And I want to thank you for your time.